What are the factors that led to the OPEC decision to delay the December output hike?
You mean yesterday? Well, this is not the first time we delayed the increase, which is supposed to be phased in gradually. You know, we've always said, and we have demonstrated to the market that we're always very proactive, precautionary when necessary, and we take decisions always in a way whereby we have the ability to pause them, reverse them, or change them even if necessary. And this is just a continuation of our policy of making sure that we're very attentive to the market, the way the market behaves. We have a JMMC that operates on a regular basis as well to monitor the market fundamentals, look at all the varying factors at play at the certain times. We have a ministerial meeting coming up in less than a month from now, December 1st. So I think there's a lot more to be seen until that ministerial meeting happens. But this is nothing unusual that has not been, let's say, part of the modus operandi of OPEC Plus since our agreement has been in place.
OPEC is battling a number of headwinds at the moment in this market. What is that going to mean for strategy moving forward? And do you feel the need perhaps to delay additional output increases if necessary?
Well, let's see. I mean, we cannot preempt. As I said, we have a meeting on December 1st. So let's wait till we reach that step and then have more discussion on market fundamentals. As always, I say it again, we will be proactive and we'll be responsive to the market conditions.
How do you assess the current demand outlook, particularly with regard to China? I know a number of policymakers have been raising this as a key concern. It doesn't seem as if the market has responded to the Chinese stimulus headlines. Why do you think that's so, and what does the demand outlook look like?
Well, for OPEC, we have demand growth this year at 1.9 million barrels a day. Now, some people might say this is on the high side, but other independent analysts, researchers in the market have it at similar levels. Some have it at very, very low levels. We believe very low levels. We're still quite robust on demand. We have lowered down our demand numbers, to be fair, in the last couple of months by about 100 to 200,000 barrels a day. Nevertheless, we remain at 1.9. And this is higher than the historical average, the pre-pandemic, and even the pre-pandemic recovery rate, which is around 1.2 million barrels per day. We still see China, actually, since you mentioned China, performing quite well. There's been recently in September, the government announced a stimulus package for the housing sector, for cutting interest rates in order to stimulate economic growth. Chinese government has a plan to keep 5% GDP. We've seen data coming out for the third quarter that they're very close to that. But let's not focus it all on China. I think we've also seeing some very positive numbers coming out of the US economy. For example, third quarter GDP was at 2.8% in the US, which is phenomenal, to be honest with you. We still see good signs in the petrochemical industry, aviation sector. So I think there's a bit too much doom and gloom and pessimism in terms of the demand outlook by some corners in the market in terms of analysts and research. But we believe still our numbers are in line with many other independents. For China, we have China growing at 0.6 million barrels a day this year. We see Wood Mackenzie, ESAI, to name a few, at 0.4 or 0.5 million barrels a day. I think the outliers who are looking at China growing at 0.1 or hardly any growth are the outliers. We are not the outliers.